This video is going to be starting off in a much more weird way than we usually would. I wanted to get the Gumshoe Gab with Yakou done, mostly just because I feel like this is a big chapter for this character, and I feel like for some reason in my heart, like they want you, obviously they give you these beforehand, obviously you don't have to have them done. But I feel like, you know, it just makes sense to do it before anything bad could happen. And I don't want anything bad to happen to Yakou. But let's see what this is all about. By the way, my name is Calvin, also known as Roman. This is my first ever playthrough of Raincode Plus. Let's talk to Yakou. The last thing I want to happen is something to Yakou.
I guess you could say that. Chief, what made you want to become a detective?
Ah, come on. What a question to ask at this time.
Huh? That came out of nowhere.
I'd understand it if you had special powers like everyone else.
No! This question, like, again, this question hurts even more knowing what happened, rather than the other way around, I feel like.
But you're not like them. So I want to know what made you decide to be a detective.
This is hurtful. This is hurtful.
I see. Well, you could say something encouraged me, but it's not very interesting.
Yeah, but like, I would of course like to know, because I think it relates so much to how Yuma feels about his journey as well, and how much Yakou has meant to him in terms of someone who like became such like again, the head of the Nocturnal Detective Agency without having any powers.
As a kid, I was basically Watson.
Oh, right, okay.
Like a detective's assistant?
Back in high school, I worked as a part-timer at a small detective agency.
Right.
But obviously, I never got to do any exciting stuff like investigate murders. All I did was find lost pets and cheating spouses.
Yeah, and I feel like you carried that over into here in Kanewa, right? Because he said at the start that's like a lot of the stuff he was doing was like the small things, but he also said that the small things are just as important as the big things sometimes.
So exactly what the Nocturnal Detective Agency was doing before we showed up.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. But one time, I was involved in the real deal. I took part in an investigation of a murder case.
Jesus. Okay, we're gonna...
Though I was a kid at the time, so I couldn't do much. The detective there was just some slovenly old guy, but he solved that case like Holmes would have. I sure looked up to him after that.
So that's why he strove to become a detective.
Do you guys feel that too? The energy in this conversation is different knowing what happened in this chapter, right? The energy is different in the conversation.
If I didn't have an admiration for detectives, or if I had never taken that part-time job at the agency, I wouldn't have become one.
Chief looks kinda sad.
Man, as you would be, like, right? Like, well, he doesn't know what's gonna happen. Me just projecting my feelings onto this thing. I wonder why he's sad. Do you regret it? Does it bring back good memories, or what happened? I guess we could ask him, like, what happened? That's a kind of a neutral question, right? I guess.
You mean regarding that old detective agency I worked at? No, nothing happened. After that one murder case, it was back to finding missing pets and investigating infidelity.
So it just went back to that. It just went back to the normal stuff.
I see. But why did he look so sad?
Yeah.
Do you regret it?
So that's the question that's the answer they wanted us to ask.
You mean regret being a detective?
Yeah. You looked real sad all of a sudden.
Well, I had to deal with a bunch of troublesome stuff after I became a detective. There have been times I wished I'd never taken this path.
Man.
But there's also happiness I never would have experienced had I not become one. A lot of people I never would have met, too.
That's also like how I feel about this journey as well, where it's like, a lot of the stuff was absolutely depressing, but it's also like, we would never have met Kurumi, or Vivia, or Desuhiko, or Halara, or Yakou, you know, or Fubuki. We would not have met these people at all.
Like you guys, for example.
Oh my god, Yakou, you sweetheart.
Chief.
No, an absolute
I
sweetheart.
know. Let's go out and eat sometime.
No way are they ending
You
this
know,
one with this.
talking about the past sure made me want to drink. You should join me.
Please say something like, because this is gonna make it even more sad now, like what's happening in real time. It's like, I just want him to say something really silly, or like maybe like tell us to cook some dinner or go get some meat buns or something. Do something really silly before the end of this.
Does that mean you're buying?
Okay.
You better hurry up and get ready before I leave you behind.
No, he's even buying!
Why did you ignore my question?
Oh no, he's not. Okay. Okay.
After losing my memories, I'm glad it was everyone here I ended up meeting.
Why are they doing this?
Wait, the chief said he doesn't regret being a detective, but why did he look so sad? Maybe I misinterpreted.
Master, you and Yakou seem to have grown even closer together.
I wonder what the sadness means though when it comes to like why he, you know, his idea of being a detective or regretting being a detective. Like he said he doesn't regret being a detective because of the people he's met. But I wonder if it has something to do with the picture that he showed as well, like the person he had with him. Like that could definitely be the case of what happened. We'll do one more before we go into like the next area as well. Because then we're gonna have to do all 5 of them. I'm guessing are in the last chapter. Yeah. So let's go with. I guess we go with Halara. But yeah, I guess like why that like is so impactful now after knowing what happens to Yakou in terms of him getting attacked, is like the game does this sometimes where he is like this he's almost like a layabout, they would call it, I suppose, which is like always a weird thing to call someone who's like the head of a detective agency. But he was, before he showed up, just someone who like just, you know, did small jobs, kind of stayed out of the limelight, didn't want to like poke the bear too much. And like after interacting with all of us, after interacting with Yuma, he like infiltrated the Amaterasu Corporation. You know what I mean? Like that's something that he would have never have done. And now as well, they had to end it, of course, on like a really happy note as well. It hurts. It hurts. If he dies, I swear to God, we'll be upset. We'll be more than upset. It'll be a very destructive time for everyone. I will make my emotions everyone's problem.
You haven't told anyone about that thing, have you?
The cat? No, not at all.
Huh? What thing?
My adoration for cats.
Yeah.
And my cat allergies.
None of those are embarrassing, by the way, at all.
I haven't told anyone. We made a promise.
Yuma's offended. Yuma's like, yo, why would I ever do that?
You better be telling the truth.
It is true. Halara, you should trust me more.
You know I don't trust humans.
Yeah, no, has an admiration for cats more than humans. Which, like, you know what? Makes sense. Especially when you see like someone like Halara who has seen and like talks about how they've seen the darker side of humanity on several occasions and how humanity can't always be trusted.
You have said that before. Why are you so mistrusting? There's no way you being a detective fully explains it.
Okay, so we're gonna get some more stories to
None
that?
of your concern.
Or maybe not?
But I'd like to know if there's a reason why.
I'm not telling.
Halara is so stubborn, but I still have a card I can play.
Halara, what card are we playing? Threatened with brute strength, threatening with cooking, threatened with cats. I think it's the one they want us to pick. I would never tell anyone. It's a bit weird. Like, I think, like, I'm like, if Halara doesn't want to tell us, then it's fine. But I think this is the one they want us to go with, even though, like, cooking. Actually, you know what? They're gonna go with the cats anyway, so let's do the cooking. It's funnier.
So, does that mean you want to try my cooking? Are you sure about that?
What are you saying? I'd rather eat someone else's leftovers than try yours.
The stories have gone around.
Oh, what an awful thing to say. But you don't want me to tell anyone about the cat thing, right?
We got the best of both worlds there.
Is that a threat?
I'm joking.
Yeah, you better be joking.
I want to know as much as I can about my coworkers here at the agency. But I'm not going to force you to say something if you don't want to.
Fine. As long as you continue keeping quiet about the cats, I will tell you.
Oh, we're not gonna say a word. We're never gonna say a word about the cats.
Are you sure?
It's nothing interesting, mind you. When I was young, I didn't suspect others like I do today. You could say I was pure and innocent. I never doubted what people told me.
That's incredibly interesting for someone like Halara.
Whenever someone lied, I thought they had no other choice. I truly believed that.
That's such a 180.
A pure and innocent Halara? I can't even begin to imagine it.
I mean, it's not just even the pure and innocent aspect of it. It's more just like, I guess, yeah, well, no, it is. I guess the rose-tinted glasses aspect of the world that they don't prescribe to at all anymore.
Something made me change during middle school. My parents were caught in a scam.
Oh, no.
It was a common investment scam where they thought they were investing in stocks.
No, that's awful. That's absolutely awful.
Fortunately, it didn't bring total financial ruin to our family. However, this led to my father becoming utterly depressed, and his relationship with my mother suffered.
Nah, it sucks. That sucks so bad.
Which resulted in a so-called broken home.
And that's what happens. It's like the, you know, it takes one moment. Like you're so close. Like when it comes to like financial stuff, if you're not like someone who's like a billionaire or a millionaire, you know, you're so close to being in this state, much more than you are being rich, right? And when this happens, it does, like, you know, affect every aspect of your life. I think always the people who say, like, you know, money can't buy happiness, I feel like sometimes it's like it's either two things. It's either someone who's trying to like maybe like feel like this is the, you know, this is just the best proverb to live by because like it makes you feel better about your situation in some cases, and then in some cases as well, it's also like someone who has never had to worry about money. And I really feel like the idea of like, you know, money can buy happiness is like, yeah, it can't literally buy happiness, but it can buy security. It can buy like a roof over your head. It can buy that feeling of security, whereas you can now worry about the happiness as well, right? It's very hard to be happy when you're worrying about all these other things. That's why it's like, oh, money can buy happiness. It definitely can. It can buy at least the security to think about the happiness.
I see.
Because this is horrible.
Are you disappointed by this boring story?
Just boring?
No, it's not that.
There's nothing boring about this.
Well, the event itself isn't important. What matters is the culprit.
Culprit?
The culprit?
The one who scammed them?
Was the culprit a relative?
No, that's not it. The culprit who scammed my parents
Yeah.
was my best friend.
What?
What? But didn't you say this happened when you were in...
Yeah,
middle
how does
school?
that work?
That's correct. In that sense, my friend was a precocious con artist.
What? Are you how?
My so-called friend used clever ploys to extract information from me, then used it to scam my parents.
Now this is a genuine reason why Halara doesn't trust anybody. 100%.
In the end, I was the one who destroyed our family.
No.
It was my fault.
No, even like, here's the thing. This is why, like, you know, Halara is such a layered character as well and such a three-dimensional character. Like, if Halara was looking at this from the outside, Halara would say, well, it's not your fault. That's not how things work. You know, you were young and you got scammed. They're the culprit. They're the ones who are in the wrong. But Halara looking at it at themselves is saying, it was my fault. Because even like when they get into their own personal feelings, it's hard for them to be like a true detective, I think, in those senses too.
I don't think that's the case, Halara.
Yeah, not at all.
No. It was the direct result of my overly optimistic outlook on life.
No, you were a kid.
Once it was all over, I made my decision. People will always betray other people. Humans are not to be trusted. I chose to never believe in another person again.
Man, that again, like, people don't understand, like, you, like, horrible things you do to people will literally affect them. Even like the smallest thing can affect them for the rest of their lives.
So that's Halara's origin story.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize it'd be this serious. I shouldn't have threatened you like that.
No, for sure.
Even joking.
I agree with this. If Halara didn't want to say anything, Halara could have just kept it to themselves, and it would have been fine.
Don't look at me like that. It may be a bitter memory, but learning what I value as a detective at such an early age is for my own good. We can't expect innate goodness from those we interact with daily. That is simply impossible. Because of that experience, I'm unfazed when I see one person betraying another.
Which is, you know, makes so much sense with the way that Halara has taught us. Halara has like consistently been like, don't trust everyone. Don't just take everyone's word at face value. Everyone has a reason, to betray someone. Halara really like was like the first entry point into Kane Ward, I feel like, of showing us like what the underbelly of Kane Ward can be, and thus also showing us how humans can act too. It was a great building block for, even though like it's now we realize it was from a very traumatic experience for Halara, which is also interesting because like similarly in a way, Desuhiko's teaching of us about like how other people act around other people, or how different people will change their stories depending on who they're around, even if it's unintentional, also came from his childhood memories of him being a very timid child also, which is very interesting. Like, like we're benefiting in a way from like a lot of these feelings that they had. We're taking like the very best parts of it, but what we're learning as well is that like a lot of the stuff that happened, when they were younger isn't the most pleasant thing to like look through, and to relive. But Halara sees it as a lesson, I suppose.
Halara is shrugging it off like some joke. That profile, that face seems to feel nothing. But I think there's melancholy and sorrow in that expression.
Master, you and Halara seem to have grown even closer.
Yeah, no, 100% in this sense. Like, I feel like it is a situation where it's like a survival technique, right? Where you will try to like make yourself feel, I think it's a very common thing. It's like when someone like gets insulted, they will like, even if they feel bad, they'll joke along with it, And the problem with that is usually it builds up in a very not nice way. Because you'll go from like laughing along with the joke to like exploding one day, and then everyone who like was laughing along with you about this joke about yourself for months or years maybe even is gonna be like, what's wrong? Because it's like, you laughed at this last week, and it's a very awkward situation then, let's check out, let's just do the other two. Yeah, let's do the other two so we have the last ones for the last chapter. I say last chapter just because like 5 seems to be the rounded chapter, and it seems to be like there's only one layer left of these things.
Stuffed.
You're stuffed. But I'm guessing that like if there was an epilogue or in a chapter 0, there could be like a chapter after the 5th one as well. But you guys, again, I don't think it's a spoiler at this stage to kind of like know that or feel that, because it's very clearly that there's only one group of freaking gumshoe gabs left. You know what I mean? I don't think you're going to find one shard in chapter 5 and another shard in chapter 6. I'm fairly sure that it's 5 chapters at this stage. Yeah, we'll see them. We'll see.
Yeah, me too. Well, now that we ate our fill, how about we have a little chat, man to man?
See, if Yakou said this to me, I'd feel like we're about to have a very productive chat. Desuhiko saying man to man, I'm like, okay, what's this going to be about?
Huh? You want to talk? When two guys eat together, they have a man-to-man talk.
About what, though? About what, Desuhiko?
I've never heard of that before.
He was like, maybe in your neck of the woods.
Well, that's just how it is. Keep it in mind. How are things going between you and Kurumi?
Oh, bring up Kurumi with the hands wiggling.
There's nothing between us. We're not like that, and I don't have any feelings of the sort to begin with.
Your face is like a peach, though.
Even if I did, it's not like Kurumi feels the same way for me.
Dear Lord, that's a giveaway. That's such a giveaway when someone's like, I don't even like her, man. But even if I did, it's not like she likes me, right?
Oh, come on, man. You're not being honest with yourself.
I kind of agree with Desuhiko here.
Master, you're better off just the way you are. You have me, after all.
Shinigami is sometimes like one of those overbearing mothers in the movies, Why do you need friends? You have me.
What about you, Desuhiko? Do you have somebody in your life?
Interesting question, right?
Who do you think you're talking to? Of course I do.
What's their name?
I've got tons of girls hitting on me.
I don't think that's what was asked.
Really?
Yeah. There's the girl at the shop near the station. She purposely touches my hand whenever she hands me change.
I don't think that's what you think it is. I think that it's a lot of people do the hand passing of money, not the drop of money, because the change will always drop, I find.
And whenever the cashier lady looks at me, I can see the lust in her eyes. Oh, yeah, there's also that schoolgirl who blushes at the sight of me.
All these sound like, and again, even if they were all true, right? The question was asked, do you have anyone in your life, Desuhiko? Even if all this was true. Yeah, exactly. Desuhiko, like, right? Like, I said this many times before. Desuhiko is actually a very smart character. When they have insight, they give a very good insight. They're well dressed. The outfit's awesome. The hair is cool, right? They have been shown many times to be very caring. They have taken a bullet for us several times, right? If they didn't have this aspect to themselves, where like they saw every interaction with a girl as like the be all and end all, this is my love, the love of my life, I 100% think that Desuhiko would be able to find someone who likes him for him, and I think you guys would agree. Because, like, again, you take all the good qualities, right? Protective of his friends. Yeah, easily. Lovely quality to have, you know? Smart, yeah. And just think, he's very airheaded, sometimes very stupid, but that's because he lets himself do that, you know? When he actually has insight, he's really smart. When he actually is being a detective, he's super, super smart. We saw that with the lines at the end of his chapter, and also the when he drew that full outline of the entire building. It was absolutely fantastic. It's just that he has to stop seeing every single interaction with any woman as like them liking him.
Jeez, he is so full of himself.
Man, I have so many options. I don't know who to choose.
I'd say we'll let them choose.
You say that, but what type of girl do you like anyway?
That's another interesting question, right?
My type?
Judging from what you've told me, the ages of these women seem to be all over the place.
Yes.
It almost sounds like you don't care who they are as long as they're women.
Yuma said, it's like your type is breathing.
Well, it's not like it can be just anybody. But I have no strong preference when it comes to body type, nationality, or personality.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
So basically, he's saying it could be anyone.
Yeah, but like also like I don't think I'm ever gonna shame any dude for being like, oh yeah, I'd like any just people who I find pretty.
But there are women I'm no good with.
Oh God. Who?
Like who?
Yeah.
Ladies with heavy northern accents.
Northern?
That's oddly specific.
What type?
Did you have a bad experience?
Like
in
when
the
you say
past?
northern, like when I think of northern, I think of like Northern Ireland, like or like. But then also I think of like Norway or like I guess like I don't know, maybe is it up north, places up north.
It was during my first mission for the WDL. Someone couldn't make it last second, so I was called in to provide security for a certain woman.
Okay.
And she was very, very sexy.
Okay.
Huh?
She was stunningly beautiful and constantly hit on me.
Now, did she hit on you? Or Desuhiko, did she say, like, thanks for helping me out here. Thanks for coming at short notice. You know, said stuff like this. But what?
He suddenly went quiet.
Yeah, it's worrying.
She was so sexy, but what? What could it be?
Well, you want us to finish it? She's actually a man. She was a total freak. He couldn't do anything. Am I gonna have to brace myself for this answer? I'm gonna have to brace myself for this.
Was it because you couldn't do anything?
Yeah, she was super sexy and super beautiful. She was coming on to me, but I couldn't do anything. I was so nervous I completely froze up. A mistake of youth. but one I'll
Okay.
never make
Okay.
again.
Okay.
That whole experience was pretty traumatic for me, so now I'm no good with women who have a northern accent.
So that just changed you forever?
I see.
This goes without saying, but you better not tell anyone.
I wouldn't say a word.
To be honest, I was kinda underwhelmed by it.
Huh? Nothing is more embarrassing than that! What kind of store doesn't take that opportunity?
Desuhiko, the other two options that were there accidentally skipped forward for this, so I as I was looking at something,
If I could go back in time, I'd perform an aerial double slap combo on my past self.
I held the X.
Okay. But why did you tell me something so important?
Because you're my man.
Thank you, Desuhiko.
That means I don't hide secrets from you. It's a rule of mine.
Master, he's like a puppy eager to please.
I mean, I feel like, we can have nice conversations with Desuhiko for sure. But I wonder if, I'm just seeing this conversation as so nice because, of the relief.
Gotcha. I promise I won't tell anyone.
Yeah, no, we can keep a secret.
And it's a promise, my man.
I don't think there's anything embarrassing about Desuhiko's story.
No, not at all. I think from his perspective, it's this idea that he thinks the height of manhood is being able to, being able to walk up to a woman and talk to them, and and that's his thing. He's okay, I have the confidence enough to do this. But what it seems like to me as well is that if this is the woman that stopped him in his tracks, it seems to me that he found a woman that he actually genuinely freaking liked, right? Does that make sense? It's if this is the first woman to make him nervous, and he's I'm swearing off women like that forever. It sounds like that's the first woman that he genuinely felt like he didn't want to F up a conversation with her. That's what that meant, Desuhiko.
But I'm happy he shared something about himself
Yeah.
that he's ashamed of.
Master, you and Desuhiko seem to have grown even closer.
Yeah, because to me, the top two options of oh, she's really a man, and oh, it's the top one is something it's I don't know, it puts out this whole conversation about which again, I know I have many and it's not even that it is it didn't mention the idea of trans people or whatever, but I have a lot of trans audience members as well, who I love dearly, and for me it's a situation of for a fact that even a joke about that can be really, really uncomfortable. And even though it was this thing where it's oh, he was really mad, how people talk when they're insulting trans women and things like this. And I didn't want that to veer into that conversation. Not that I thought Desuhiko was like that, but I'm just very glad that they didn't betray his character like that, if that makes sense. Because I don't think he is like that whatsoever. And I'm very glad they didn't go down that route, because it would have been very, very uncomfortable and not very nice. And in this sense, I think we found out there's a girl that he actually very much likes, which is super, super interesting as well. Yeah, that to me is yeah, because like I said, because that's the way someone would insult, I suppose, a trans woman, is saying well, they're really this, and it's I just didn't want to even go into that freaking silly insult at all. Let's talk with Fubuki as well. Yeah, I think Desuhiko actually found the person that he liked.
Hey Fubuki, there's something I've always wanted to ask you.
Heck yeah.
Yes, what is it? I would tell you anything, Yuma. Even the password to my bank account.
I'm sure you would.
No, I don't need your password. It's nothing like that. I'd like to know more about the Clockford family. You've mentioned them before, but I still don't quite get it.
I see. So you wish to learn more about my family. I do not mind. I will tell you everything I know. But first, how much do you already know about them?
What I know about your family is...
Manages the world's standard of time? Yes. Yes.
They're in charge of keeping the world's standard for time.
Yes, that is a
How could you
correct
forget?
assessment.
What does that entail anyway? I can barely comprehend something on such a scale.
How should I explain it? For example, it is exactly like deciding to call an apple. Does that make it easier to understand?
Yeah, actually it does. I think like what she's trying to say here is that it's like the first people to call an apple that decided on what you call an apple, right? It's the same thing that people who decided what you call a guitar. It's like they just decide what the standard is with that stuff.
No, now I'm even more confused.
Okay, maybe I'm dumb. I got it. I understood it.
Oh, really? Let me try to explain it another way then.
It's like it's creating the standard of what everyone will call it.
To manage the world's standard of time means we manage what year, what month, what day, what minute, and what second it currently is on Earth.
Yeah, I get it. It's like deciding what the standard of the the time will be.
As an extreme example, so long as the Clockwork family dictates it, we could move the date 10 years ahead or back.
Okay, that's a little bit different than the apple thing. Okay, but that's that's pretty crazy.
That's quite a powerful privilege to have.
Yeah, that's insane.
Indeed. It means we could make everyone in the world grow older or younger, although they are just numbers on paper.
That's incredible. I can barely follow along. Wouldn't it be possible to mess up the whole world by abusing such power?
Indeed. We could tear it apart, chew it up, and spit it right out. But the Clockford family would not do such a thing. We protect the world's time to ensure that never happens.
Protecting the world's time. Sounds like a daunting challenge.
Yep. Like the whole world's time as well.
Yes, it is indeed a heavy responsibility for my family, if I do say so myself. Even 100 elephants would be considered lighter.
I like Fubuki's way of speaking. I really do.
Your family is tasked with such an important responsibility. I'm surprised they let their daughter join the WDO. Even if it's to help you learn more about society, it's far too dangerous.
Yes, you are right about that. Although I have not been told officially, my parents do consider me the next head of the family.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Permitting the successor to join the WDO would certainly be nothing short of insanity.
Oh, so you think so too?
I do. But alas, I had no choice. You know how I can be a bit of an airhead at times?
No.
She's an airhead all the time.
Yeah, but we adore her. We adore her.
Yeah, maybe from time to time.
They said they could not entrust the world's time to a daughter who is so ignorant. They would rather send me to the outside world to survive on my own than keep me blind to reality. Which is why my parents made the difficult decision of enrolling me in the WDO.
Wow.
It was to be expected. The continuation of the Clockford family is more important to the world than my own life.
Insane. Absolutely insane. Like, the idea of like this line here. They'd rather send me out to survive on my own than keep me blind to reality. I feel like that like sums up exactly what her story is. Like, and then the idea of like they could entrust the whole world to time to daughter so ignorant. They literally just want her to like be like more like in tune with the world, which like I feel is like, you know, I think that there's a fairness to it where it's like, okay, you're gonna be taking over like such a big responsibility, learn more about the world, learn more about the people in the world. But I hope it doesn't like weigh heavily on Fubuki in any way, and I hope they still love her.
She said it so casually.
Yeah, it is. You know what I mean? It is.
I'm sure Fubuki has experienced so much as the daughter of the Clockford family.
Yeah, no, it's an experience like no other,
She
right?
must have been exposed to many things regular people couldn't even imagine.
Yep, and a very sheltered life as well.
My mother and father were right.
What?
I learned numerous things about society after joining the WDO. I have already grown far past who I once was.
Well, that's good. If you're taking that as an experience, that's fantastic.
Compared to who I was before I joined, I am a completely new person now.
If you see that, if that's the way you see it, then that's absolutely fantastic, and like that's good. That's good. You know?
It terrifies me to think she was even more airheaded than she is now.
Master, you and Fubuki seem to have grown even closer.
See, the way I see it with like the airheadedness is like I really feel like, you know, another character that reminds me a little bit like what we were talking about with Desuhiko, like in a different way. Excuse me. But it's like, to me, it's like an absolutely a character that can be very intelligent and like many times over when given the chance and when pushes themselves a little bit, but like isn't always that way, you know?
I think I've checked everything I could.
So like what we kind of guess learned before we go any further about all those gumshoe gabs that we did, which we can't do anymore. Like with Yakou, we had a very nice moment, I think almost intentionally so, a very sweet moment with Yakou. We learned that there is stuff in Halara's life that makes them self-conscious. That makes them, like, and even though they don't want to admit it, their childhood still affects them in some way, in a sad way. We talk about the melancholy on their face. Then, you know, talking to Desuhiko, I think Desuhiko found the person that he actually, like, loved. That he actually liked and wasn't able to talk to her. And then with Fubuki, we also learned that Fubuki feels like they are growing, which is a very good thing.
I knew it. You didn't get any clues for the case.
Look at this lighting here.
We have learned a lot here.
What?
But what did we learn?
That's all I can do to help.
Huh?
After all, I'm more interested in the story than the truth.
Oh yeah, you don't like this the truth that much.
I think we should return to our bodies soon. There's not much time left.
Oh, then I'll go back too.
There it is, it's just finished. We're going back to our bodies. Do we have enough? I wonder if we have enough evidence to even like have a like a full-on story here though. That's the thing. Like or have a mystery labyrinth. Oh, they're actually showing it this way too. And look at this, he go guarding our bodies. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. I'm so glad that like, you know, they kept his ego like as like the dude we love.
Hey, you're back. How'd the investigation go?
Well, I managed to get a lot more information thanks to Vivia's help.
Whatever, just tell us what you found. We don't have time.
Sure.
Yeah, the panic as well, because again, this is serious. Of course it's serious. A very serious situation.
So nothing you found leads us directly to the culprit. Oh, damn.
Yeah, and Desuhiko's sweating as well.
Yeah, sorry.
If only we could get a glimpse of Dr. Weska's computer.
What could we learn from that?
The security logs. They should be saved on the doctor's computer.
Interesting, okay.
If we could check the logs, we could clearly see the security system status. With that, we may be able to figure out when and how the culprit entered the lab.
Can't you check the logs with that computer instead?
I don't think Dr. Weska would allow that, right?
I can see that the log file exists, but you must log on to the doctor's computer to see what's inside.
That's the way I was thinking. I was thinking that because, like, Dr. Weska's stuff is so top secret that, like, it would feel very strange if he left his actual access to his full computer in another room.
You were in the doctor's lab. Why didn't you check his computer?
We couldn't touch it.
You cannot touch anything while using spectral projection. So obviously, we couldn't mess with a computer either.
Well, why didn't you possess a peacekeeper in the room and make him order the others to do it?
Is that something we can do?
Don't be unrealistic, please. The ghost form isn't all powerful.
Yeah, no, you're just making up stuff at this stage.
It cannot take over someone else's body, nor can it be heard. In fact, you weren't able to hear the conversation between Yuma and me when we were using spectral projection.
Master.
I do as well, like, Desuhiko, like, you know, is panicking, and it's one of those things, like, when you are panicking, you'll come up with, like, a number of different, like, and look at Shinigami here as well, by the way. Shinigami genuinely has, like, a lot of sympathy for us and a lot of worry for us. But, like, there is, like, a genuine thing with, like, Desuhiko where it's, like panicking, where it's, like, why not try this? Why not try this? And when you are in a panic situation, you will ask some unreasonable questions.
I think you should carefully remember that spectral projection trait.
Carefully remember?
Huh? Why do you say that?
Yeah.
No reason. I just have a feeling.
Ghost form traits as heard from Vivia, there are several limitations.
Since it can't be done with spectral projection, someone has to go back there and look at the doctor's computer, right?
Yeah, oh my god, how do, and you know what's even more worrying? The fact that Halara has moved away from Yakou feels like it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, just let him be at peace a bit, you know? Which is even more worrying.
That's basically jumping right into enemy territory.
It is, Desuhiko, it is.
This is bad. His heartbeat.
Oh no.
Serious? Is the chief gonna be alright?
Don't just stand there.
Right.
Oh please.
Please stay with us.
Oh no 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 no!
It was
Don't do
only
this.
a matter of time to begin with, but it looks like that time has come.
Don't even say this.
No! What should I do? At this rate, it'll be over for everyone. Chief Yakou, Halara, Fubuki, Desuhiko,
All.
and even Vivia.
Look at this
I
crew.
refuse to let it end without saving anyone.
Oh, Yuma, look at Yuma's face.
To be honest, even if you want to go to the mystery labyrinth, you don't have enough clues.
So you're saying we can't do anything until we check the doctor's computer?
What do we do?
Hey, Master. You've always been relying on others until now. Isn't it time for you to handle this by yourself?
Huh?
You may be a trainee, but you're still a detective.
Oh, look at them over there.
Try
Look,
to
they're so
save
worried.
everybody on your own without asking for help.
Save them all on my own?
Nah, I guess you're really not that type of person, Master. I'm just teasing ya.
Yuma. Wait.
Yuma,
Yuma.
what's wrong?
No way.
I'm heading back to check the doctor's
Yuma!
computer. We have to find the final clue.
Yuma, that's so like it's so dangerous, but so like cool at the same time.
Wow.
Wait, are you heading in there as yourself?
Yuma, that is so
What you're
crazy.
doing, Yuma? It's all over if you go out there and get caught.
Thanks to our investigation while in ghost form, I have an idea where the peacekeepers are located.
That's insane. That's insane. But again, you know what I mean? It's like also like one of the coolest moments for Yuma ever in this game.
Now is our only chance before Yomi comes back with more peacekeepers.
Holy hell.
All right. I'll leave the investigation to you, Yuma.
Hey, are you sure about this?
Our hands are full just trying to treat the chief. We have no choice but to leave it to Yuma. The doctor's computer should have the security log and other important data hidden inside.
Right, I'll see to it.
Yuma, this is Yuma's moment. This is one of Yuma's big moments.
I shall join you. That way, if you get caught, I can use my forte.
I wonder though.
No, Fubuki.
Yep.
Please save your power for when everyone is in danger.
Yeah, Yuma is doing what everyone has done for him through this entire game, which is they've all, oh my god, in some way, every single one of these people here has saved Yuma. Not in some way, literally has saved Yuma in some way. Every one of them. Even Yakou, who's like freaking on the ground right now. Every single one of them.
I'll be fine.
Reversing time takes a lot of energy, right? It should be saved as a last
Yeah,
resort.
yeah, very smart from Laura.
All right.
Just the freaking pumping of his chest as well, the CPR.
I'll stay here as well.
Why? You should go.
There is nothing for me to do. Besides, even if we found the truth, it would not improve the situation.
Obviously
here.
doesn't know about the mystery labyrinth.
So you're just gonna give up? You gotta be kidding. Fine, I won't waste time asking you anything anymore. Just go to sleep or whatever.
It's such an interesting dynamic here with Desuhiko, and I still see like Halara in the background doing CPR. With Desuhiko, like, you know, getting so angry on behalf of everyone.
Yuma, you're our only hope.
Oh, Desuhiko!
Show him you're no longer just a rookie.
Oh my god.
Right.
Oh,
I'm
that's
heading off
beautiful.
now.
Yuma, you can do this.
Master, you're acting pretty.
Shinigami, I know, look, Shinigami's blushing.
I am a detective after all. Well, a trainee one.
And trainees are apparently just as cool.
Seems like my training is working. Oh, and Master? Regarding the clumsy girl's time rewinding power, you should probably keep that in mind too.
What?
Huh? Why?
It probably has nothing to do with the case. Just
Shinigami knows
feeling.
something. The two powers
Well,
here.
Just in case.
Sure.
Fubuki also turned back time when Yakou got attacked. Yuma, this is
Let's
crazy.
move carefully so the peacekeepers don't spot us.
So we have to move in a way where, oh my god, we're like creeping around the place. What's the best way to go about this? They pointed us in this direction. We could try go up here, but oh no, I know. Here? Look at Yuma creeping around the place. No, this is Yuma's moment. This is one of Yuma's moments. And Shinigami's been kind of supporting that for the entire game. Like, you have to do stuff for yourself at some stage. And obviously, I think it's okay to ask for help, but I also think it's incredible now that Yuma's acknowledging how much help everyone has given him throughout his entire game. It's so cool to see.
I managed to get here without being seen, but there should be more peacekeepers up ahead. I better keep moving and stay out of sight.
Up in this direction?
Wait, what if some toxic gas is still lingering around? Nah, just kidding.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna fall for that right now. Such a tense and amazing moment for... Are there some... There are peacekeepers right in there, so we have to, like... Go over to the computer, like, really quickly?
I knew
This is so brave, Yuma.
There's still some peacekeepers. But once I'm at the computer, I'll be in their blind spot.
Yeah, let's hope it's not like a clickety-clackety keyboard.
How are you going to get past them?
I just need to reach the computer without being seen.
This mission is impossible. Master, you gotta make sure you don't get clumsy.
There's no time. We need to hurry up and check the doctor's...
We got there. We got
All
there,
that's
okay?
left is to check the computer.
No, not the can!
Who's there?
Oh no!
Jeez, I told you not to get clumsy.
How do we avoid that, though?
You're a terrorist detective. How did you get here?
Terrorist detective, are you kidding
I'll catch
me?
you and report to Director Yomi.
Yeah, I bet you would.
Master, you'll have to take a chance in the mystery labyrinth.
What?
Wait, I didn't check the computer yet. I have to do that before going to the
Yeah, we'll be
mystery
trapped there
labyrinth.
forever.
Then what are you gonna do?
What do I
Yeah,
do?
what? Yeah, that's the thing. What can we do? What?
Just come quietly. Resistance is futile.
How?
What's the matter?
Wait, what? What the? Vivia?
Vivia!
Oh, his smile.
Sheesh. What a pain.
Wait, what did you inject them with?
I want to die someday.
Oh no. Oh no. Very interesting shot. Vivia coming to save us again.
Vivia, you came to help me?
Look at his smile with the tears as well, of course.
I always like to keep this syringe in my pocket.
Oh, you know what, actually? For some reason, I'm not surprised with Vivia that he has a syringe in his pocket for knocking people out. Like, it's not surprising to me. Look at this smile. Gorgeous, man.
He walks around with a syringe. He's like a walking cop magnet.
I know I should leave you alone, but curiosity got the best
No,
of
we're
me.
glad you came here. Are you kidding me?
You are like death itself.
Whoa.
You said that before, but I'm not the death detective.
No matter. I will be a witness to the end.
To the end.
Once you obtain the truth, I'll see if you choose to scream or fall silent.
I don't get what you mean, but you really saved me. And now I can check the doctor's computer.
No, you
Vivia
like
really helped us out there.
he did.
Let's wrap up this investigation now.
Look at this. Can you imagine having a beautiful man oh. Did you see that? Having a beautiful man save you this many times? Some people get all the luck.
Hey,
You're gonna check the doctor's computer, right? I think you should look into that as soon as possible. Are they dead? They haven't moved the body yet, by the way.
It's not locked. Oh, thank goodness.
no one could enter this room, so you didn't need to set a password.
Time to check it out. Let's see. Security log, reference folder 1, folder 2, folder 3.
Well, what are you looking at? And what did you find out?
Yeah, no, this is super interesting to see now.
Well, basically, when the security system is turned on or off, it automatically records the date and time in the log. So if someone cut the security and entered this room without permission, it would be recorded in the log.
Uh-huh. I don't really get it. I'm not into modern machines and stuff.
Huh? What What's going on here?
What's wrong?
What'd you find?
The only instance of the security being switched off was an hour ago. It hasn't been turned back on since.
So how did someone get in?
That means this must have been when I used Amapal to disable the
Yeah, it's only been
security.
an hour.
Right. So what?
Well, the last time security was cut was 90 days ago.
What?
90 days?
Yeah, that... How did they get into this room?
Which means that security was up for at least 90 days before I disarmed it. There wasn't a single moment that security was cut during that time.
How did they get in then? Records showed the security system was disabled an hour ago. The last time it was disabled was 90... How?
This old man was cooped up in here for 90 days? He's a bona fide shut-in.
That's not the problem here. There's no record of anyone coming in and out of this room. There should be a log of the hitman entering before we did. Since there isn't, the doctor couldn't have been murdered here. It's the perfect impossible
That's the thing.
crime.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. It's like more than locked door. It's locked universe.
From the looks of it, it appears we have strayed further from
Yeah,
the
it's
truth.
yes, it's harder now. It's more difficult now.
The files are formatted to prevent editing. There doesn't appear to be signs that the log was rewritten.
We've checked the data, but it's just made the crime even more impossible.
And thus, the mystery deepens. Mysterious.
It's not over yet. There could be more secret data. Halara even mentioned it.
Yeah, look at this angle as well, the computer's perspective.
His emails haven't been deleted.
Okay.
He's been communicating a lot with the same person. One message is fairly
Okay,
recent,
good. From... to Doctor. Doctor, we have trouble. Someone has discovered our deal. We should go into hiding for the time being. So Makoto discovered this deal. We know this, right? Makoto discovered this was happening. It appears... From the doctor, it appears it's time to call it quits. We've profited enough for this already. It's too dangerous to leak research and confidential information any longer. I should fully withdraw from here with this money. I will fund my new research. So the doctor wanted to... Wesker wanted to withdraw. And then they said back, are the rumors true you intend to leave Kane Ward? Doctor, don't tell me you're plotting to take the research and run. I hope you already know this, but you have nowhere to go, so this was the threat. Yeah. And to the doctor, what's the matter, doctor? Are you ignoring me? I will not permit any betrayal. I've told you before, but you have nowhere to run. Prepare yourself. Yep, this is definitely the threat.
This is...
Quite a suspicious exchange.
Yep.
I'm sure Doctor refers to Dr. Huesca, but who is the anonymous person?
The address is just random characters jumbled together. It'd be hard to figure out who the person is just from this.
Yeah.
The doctor spoke to a mysterious person about leaking research and confidential information.
Speaking of which, Makoto mentioned something similar.
Yep, and that's why Makoto wanted us to come in here, right?
This is just a rumor, but someone in Amaterasu Corporation is working behind the scenes with Dr. Weska.
We also haven't seen Makoto now for like a long time.
I don't know what they're plotting, but if this rumor is true, they must be dealt with eventually.
So his suspicions were right. Searching through the backlog of the emails, this appears to have been going on for over 5 years.
Jesus.
But it seems like the relationship soured about 6 months ago. I guess the doctor wanted to cut ties.
So the doctor plotted to leave Kanai Ward, and this anonymous tried to stop him.
It's more like he directly threatened him, if you ask me.
So we have the emails of records of Dr. Wesker and Anonymous. There were regular communication between them until just recently.
Could Anonymous be the one who hired the hitman?
Could Anonymous be the hitman? Like, we know that the MO doesn't fit the killer.
The doctor betrayed him, so he sought to kill the doctor. Makes sense.
Oh, I love having Vivia with us.
The doctor didn't shut himself in here just for research. He did it to protect himself.
He felt Anonymous posed a threat, so he barricaded himself in a lab with impenetrable security.
For 90 days. For 90 days.
That also makes sense.
But he sure didn't act like someone living with a death threat, right?
Either he was that confident in his security, or it was just a facade.
Maybe.
Regardless, this anonymous is very suspicious. If only we could find out who this is.
Even if that person hired the hitman, we still don't know how he got inside.
That's the big. That is the big thing.
The biggest puzzle
Yep.
here.
The idea of how they could even get in here.
How did the culprit get through such perfect security and murder the doctor? If we don't figure that out, the case can't be solved and our innocence can't be proven.
Huh?
Oh no. If Vivia turns around, Vivia can usually notice stuff way quicker. No. What did... Oh, I saw the end of the cape and I was like, no.
Here.
This is not good.
Again?
And they're just gonna get angry every single time.
What are you, anyway? Were you born just to get in my way?
It seems so. We have to mystery labyrinth. We have to mystery labyrinth.
Or was this all fated from the very beginning?
Fated.
No. Fate is just an excuse for defeatists.
Bro, you said it. You said it, not me.
Alright, fine. You're not just some shit in my path. You're an obstacle in the way of my ideals. A piece of trash. Trash must be dealt with properly before you rot and start to stink!
This Yobi is crazy. Crazy. Like, they did such a good job in creating his presence because every time he shows up, it's actually scary. Because you don't know what's gonna happen.
What's your name?
Yuma Koko.
Oh, we're just giving the name?
I see. I'll make a path through Kanai Ward's sewers with your name on it.
That is actually more of a scary threat than I've ever heard in my life.
Of course. It'll be named after your bones once they're dumped
You
there.
didn't even have to say that part. You didn't even have to say that part.
Hey! Capture these criminals! I'll execute them on the spot!
Oh, yeah, no, we have to mystery labyrinth.
Shinigami, can you do it?
Of course.
Oh, it's right, it's time.
We're finally acting like partners.
Oh, yeah, no, we actually are. What's Vivia's gonna be?
Of course, it's all thanks to my basic training.
What's Vivia gonna think about this?
Mystery Labyrinth.
Another magical girl transformation. I do like the idea, like we are becoming more in sync, though, right? And we see more of a like character and emotions from Shinigami. Vivi, what do you think? That's such a Vivi reaction, by the way. Just look back and forth, and be like, huh? What's Vivi? I'm so excited to see what Vivi thinks about this.
This. I see.
I see the smile.
So this is your true power.
Oh my god.
Yuma. I knew you were dangerous.
That's what he said
No
before.
matter what you say, it's already way too late.
Wait. Oh my god, and a freaking like forward Pele kick.
I want to die someday.
Vivia in the vortex. Still the same Vivia. Vivia, like, knows so that this, like, I guess suspicions were, like, founded in the end for Vivia. And this is what made it true, that they see us as dangerous. I wonder how much they know about this, or if they know anything about this, and they know this is going to be related to the book. I'm really curious. Oh, here we are again. Man, it took a lot longer to get to the Mystery Labyrinth this time. I feel like it's the first time, like, usually we get the Mystery Labyrinth and the whole chapter's done in a week. I feel like it's going to be the first time we don't. Right? I feel like it's going to be maybe like 8 days instead of 7 days, but I guess that just makes sense if the game is, you know, as the game goes on, we have the chain attached to us as well.
Again with the falling. Why can't it ever be a gentle landing?
Well, Vivia's taking this well.
Oh, Vivia. This is called the Mystery Labyrinth.
So, this place is a physical manifestation of mysteries from the case?
Oh! Yeah, okay, Vivia got it in one.
You can tell? Well, anyway, this actually isn't my forte.
Due to the power of death. Her.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, no, we kind of suspected that Vivia would know way more than any other person, any other detective we brought in here.
Huh?
So you really could see me this whole time.
Yes! Oh my god, yes, okay, thank God. Thank God we weren't going crazy. Because, like, at first I didn't even notice it, but I'm glad it's founded here. Like, we actually knew that, like, I guess maybe because of their spectral projection. Maybe, we'll find out.
He could?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what Shinigami was talking about this whole time, but we knew it. I'm so glad. I'm not glad, because obviously it's gonna be kind of confusing, but I'm glad that, like, we were right. You know what I mean? That we weren't just crazy.
It's due to my spiritual affinity. Ever since I was young, I've been able to see otherworldly
Now that I think
things.
about it, Vivia's so, like, patient, right? Because Vivia's seen Shinigami since the start. Since the start of this story.
My forte was gained through training that innate talent. Though, I wasn't able to see her clearly
Okay.
like this before.
So it was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
I could tell you were talking to some haze following you around. But that was it.
And Vivia's just like, oh my god. That like, again, that also, like, is really good writing as well, because like for the start you'd be like, why is he talking to like why didn't he say something at the start? And it's a very Vivia thing to just be like, okay, whatever, look, maybe he just has an affinity towards this stuff as well. I don't want to interfere with this stuff, but as time went on, it became very clear to Vivia in some way that this was like something to do with death and danger. And then he was like, okay, I gotta step in and talk about this or do something. And that's where the box cutter came into this.
Until one day, I used my spectral projection at the agency and saw that
That was that
death
day.
got clear as crystal.
I think that was that day.
After that, I did some research. I discovered that the WDO Underground Book Vault held something called the Book of Death.
Oh my god.
And also, that someone had taken it.
Yeah, but we don't remember any of that.
Did I take it? Before I lost my memories?
I don't know. Since you're a rookie, I doubt you'd have access to the book vault. Only a handful of people have WDO clearance for that.
We knew of the book, though. We saw that in the flashback, right? This is so refreshing, like, as well. It's like such a change, right? Because like it's cool having people not know about the mystery lab or not get the mystery lab, because that like really adds a lot of fun dynamics to it with each character. But it's so like cool to have now a character who like gets it in one, but also has an interest in like Shinigami already.
Just a handful?
Anyway, you've been using this ability to solve the other cases up
Oh
to
my
now,
god.
haven't you?
Vivia is way more important than we even knew.
Yeah.
So, this is also related to the mysterious deaths of all those culprits?
So he also knows about all the deaths here as well. He knows a lot.
My guess is, clearing a labyrinth, a materialization of a mystery, causes its true perpetrator.
He knows
to die.
everything. That's a very good guess.
If that's the case, you've killed a lot of people with your own hands, Yuma.
Oh my god, to hear someone say this as well, this is not going to be good for Yuma.
Well, I didn't really kill anyone. It's just what happens when...
Nope. I may be the one reaping their souls, but the blood is still
Oh my
on
god, and
my
having
hands.
two people say this to Yuma as well?
What? Hey!
No point in pretending to be a goody two-shoes. You're risking your life to solve these mysteries.
This is such an interesting take they have on this, an interesting turn of events they have with this.
I see. So you're determined to do this, huh? Sorry, but I don't think I have that kind of conviction myself.
Wait, Vivia?
So, I think I'll take a
What?
nap here while you go and risk your life.
Wait, so I kind of love it in a way because that's Vivia, right? But like, Vivia like knows everything, like knows absolutely everything, and has known stuff for a while. So like my theories were a little bit wrong. I thought that like maybe Vivia knew about it since the start, but it's clear that Vivia just didn't care too much to interrupt us talking to like a haze. until they found out something later. But like, this is like Vivia 101. I'm the most interesting character in this game, and that's saying a lot because you guys know I'm interested in so many, like in all the WDO a lot.
You can sleep if you want, but you won't be able to get out.
Is that so?
Vivia literally's like, I'm just gonna rest here for a bit, guys. Talk to you later.
If you're not with Master when and if he solves the labyrinth, this place will collapse around you.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Well, if
I know that
don't
was a
have any
possibility.
regrets in the real world, you're free to die here.
Vivia always does say they want to die, but we don't want you to die, Vivia, at all. At all.
Regrets. I don't have any of those, but there are still some things I've left unfinished. Especially after you exposed the mystery of this case.
Yeah? He's such an interesting character.
What do you mean by that?
I'll be perfectly clear. I'm just going to tag along. I'll leave the heavy lifting to you.
Vivia, I was gonna say moral support, but maybe not moral support, but like handsome support. We'll take it.
I don't care what you do, just don't get in our way.
This is incredible. This is incredible. I like having all this confirmed that like Vivia knows exactly what's happening with the mystery line. Not exactly, but their guess was right? Now again, like we said, we were wrong about some stuff for sure, but having other stuff confirmed is really, really nice. Like, and it doesn't. Here's the thing, though. Like it half makes me a little bit calmer because it's like, okay, at least like someone knows about this, right? And like I feel like that's like one of those things that you can like relate to someone in a way. Not like relate to them, but like even if like it makes us look like we're more dangerous to Vivia, at least we have someone who knows about or who understands this, and maybe we could talk to them outside of the labyrinth afterwards because they're not going to remember any of this. But we could talk to them about the Shinigami anyway if we wanted to. So there is that. This is really cool. They're really cool.
Well, Master, let's do the usual.
No, I love the way they did this.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. Vivia, watch
Master,
this.
Are you ready to give your life for the truth?
You ready, Vivia? Watch this. You ready?
I am.
Everyone has different reactions. Remember Fubuki literally was covering her eyes. I don't think I'd ever get used to this aspect, though. Ever. Shinigami be so proud, always.
Is that sword for cutting through mysteries? This place must be pretty dangerous.
Vivia knows everything! Vivia gets everything right. Are they, solution keys?
Here you go, Master. Here's your solution key.
Is that key something like a clue for the case?
Oh my god. It's just incredible because like all of these are like educated guesses. He doesn't know everything.
Wow. Looks like you're ready to go.
He's like, oh yeah, oh great.
Could you be more of a downer? Whatever. I'm gonna ignore you. So let's go and unriddle this mystery labyrinth.
Crazy.
Let's hunt down this culprit who prays for the truth.
We still have to this is one of the most important mystery labyrinths ever because it's not just like, and they already were important because we were trying to catch a killer, save Kurumi's life, save our life multiple times. There's a lot writing on this. There's so much writing on this.
We have to walk? This is unbearable.
Oh my god, I'm gonna love having Vivia here.
Come on! You're bumming me out here.
I thought you were going to ignore him.
It's not in Shinigami to actually ignore someone. They will say they'll ignore someone, but it's not in them to actually ignore somebody. Crazy case so far. You're going to see in the upcoming episodes that I will get incredibly more confused as things go on. I think it's actually a good thing because the confusion leads to more questions and like more fun with that stuff. I actually do like the idea of like not, because like there's been plenty of times where we got stuff wrong in this game, like so many times throughout this game. And I feel like now in this case, like I'm getting stuff wrong left, right, and center. which I think is intentional. I think they want everything to be very, very up in the air with this one. Thank you so much to TieFire2, JB Bull, Johnny the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicious Felix, Yule, Radish, and Usage Waterbread, Malcolm Day, Death Trap, Lynx Markey, and the Assassin. I'll see you all so soon. Bye-bye.